Hello my friends, we are on Affinity Photo and today I am going to show you how I would remove shadow from the face. To do so, I am using this image. This is not my image, I got it from the stock tab over here. I think I took it from Pexels, might be Unsplash, I can't remember exactly, but that's where I took the image. So, from the layers dialog, I will duplicate the background 2 times. To do so, I will do Command J 2 times and now I have 2 copies of my background. I am going to show you 2 different techniques. The first technique is the one I see most people do, and then I will show you my way, which I think yields a little bit better results. So I am going to rename this background copies. First one, I will name it Develop. And the second one, I am going to name it Curves. I am going to turn off the curves ones. Oops, I forgot to click OK. All right. Now with the curves unchecked, because we will work on that later, I will go back to develop version. And what I see most people do, they just go into the develop persona, which is right here on the left top. And you click on it and you just go to shadows and highlights and increase the shadows to 100%. Click on develop and that will accept the changes we did. And this is our before and after. Now, of course, we erase the shadows in the whole image and we only want to apply it to the face. So to do so, we need to create a negative mask. To create a negative mask, you click down Option and click on the mask. And now we have a black mask. If you are not familiar with masks, black hides and white reveals. So now we have a black mask. That means we cannot see that shadow adjustment that we did because it's all covered. And in order to see the adjustment, we need to paint with white on the mask. Over here we have our color swatches. You can click B to select your brush. And we need to paint with white, but our swatches do not have white. To get white in there, we need to press D. That will reset our swatches to the default colors, which is black and white. If for some reason you have black in the foreground color and you need to get the white paint, you can just click X and that will toggle between the black and white, as you can see right now. All right, so we have the white. I am going to increase my opacity here and the flow. And with the white brush, I am going to, I'm going to increase my brush size and just paint on the shadow areas. And this is one way to raise the shadows on the face. So let's see, that was our before, this is our after. I am going to uncheck this layer because now we'll work on the method I like to use. So we'll go to the curves layer. And of course, as the name says, we will make a curves adjustment layer. And here we will raise, let's see, something like that will make the image brighter. And that looks good to me. I will accept the changes. And now, as you can see, we raised the luminance to the whole image and we only want to apply that to the shadows. So what we need to do is invert this curve layer. To do so, click Command I. And now we're hiding the whole curve and we need to paint B for the brush and only paint on the shadows. So there you go, with white I will paint on the shadows. And as you can see, I also went into the highlights. This is the before and after. I brightened the cheek and the chin, a little bit of the nose, even though those are not shadows. To protect those, what I need to do is go into this gear dialog over here into the blend ranges. And I need to protect the highlights from the underneath layer. That means I will take this dial on the right and bring it all the way to the bottom. And that protects the highlights. If you look at the image when I had it before and after. Before and after. Before and after. So we're only applying that curves to the shadow part of the image, not to the highlights. All right, that is good. So this is our before and after. If we want to brighten it even a little bit more, we can always double click on the curve and raise it up a little bit to get it a little bit brighter. Maybe something like that. All right. Now we still have this line in between highlights and the shadow. So how do we fix that? Well, I think the best way to do it is to use frequency separation. In order to create a frequency separation adjustment, now we need to make a stamp layer, and we'll do that by right-clicking and go to Merge Visible, and that will create a pixel layer that has all of our adjustments on it. So we can uncheck the rest of the adjustments, and now we just have this one. You see before and after, before and after. Now we'll go to Filters and go to Frequency Separation. And now we'll get this crazy dialog. I'm gonna move this over here to half of the face, and we'll have to increase the radius until on the left side, this is where your details are, and this is where your color is. So we want to get enough details, but you don't want to see any color around in the details because that will just give you so haloing, and it just does not look good. So something like that looks right. I'll click OK. And now, as you can see, our one layer turned into two layers. We have high frequency and low frequency. High frequency is where we have our texture of the skin, and low frequency is where we have the color. So we will be working on the low frequency where the color is. What we need to do, we need to go to a low opacity, maybe somewhere around 12, 15. I will also go on low flow. And we need to blend this, so we need to blend the highlights with the shadows. To do so, we'll take a sample of our skin color from the lighter parts and just slowly kind of painting into the line to blend the shadows and the highlights so we don't get that harsh line where we can tell where the shadow was. So take your time, do a good job with this. I'm just going to do just a quick paint. Maybe something like that. Let's see, I'm going to group these layers from the frequency separation. Command G to group them. And this is our before and after. Before and after. So let's see, we can turn our develop adjustments on too. And this is the method I like to do with the curves and use frequency separation. This is the result we got. This is the result we got. We just developed by raising the shadows, and this is our original image. Again, this is our background original image. This is the way we did it with just raising the shadows. And this is by using curves and blending ranges and frequency separation. I hope this was helpful and you learned something new. My name is Skyler Ewing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.